It is finally here, guys. We have our first official look at some of the comic covers of the upcoming official Ben 10 comic coming in May, and also some preview images as well. Now, I have seen these images because I've compiled this all together for this video, but I've not really looked in full detail. This is my first real time actually looking at this picture, besides just seeing forearms in the front looking all freaking badass. Of course, we'll be zooming in on this as well so we can see all the details here. So right off the bat, this first cover, we're going to go through the covers first, then we'll look at the preview images at the back. I love the artwork here. Now, obviously, this is just a cover, right? I saw like the preview images, like the style, but the styles, the covers are like different each time. But Forearms looks awesome. Diamond Head has no clothes, just strictly Diamond. Now, obviously, this is just a cover, so I'm not sure exactly what the aliens are going to look like. These are just cover images, like, because there's alternate covers. That Wildvine, I'm assuming this Wildvine is insane. I don't know who this is, because I do have an image, I think, from Ben 10 News, who posted all of the aliens, obviously, we're going to be seeing here. So we'll go through that at the very end. I think that's what I put at the very end. But these designs are crazy. Like, that Accelerate looks crazy. Crazy. And, yeah, everything looks cool in this one. This cover looks awesome. Let's go to the next one here. I like how it's more simple. Now, what's really standing out is the different art style, and I like the look of it, but it's this Omnitrix design. That is crazy. Now, there were some questions answered regarding the actual look of certain things based on, because the covers make us think like aliens and characters are going to look a certain way. And apparently the Omnitrix is not going to look like this. This is just for one of the covers, one of the alternate covers. But I'm not going to lie to you, that's a pretty cool Omnitrix design. Not going to lie, that's pretty cool. But more on the simpler side for this one here, this cover. I like this one. This is pretty cool. So, like, the stance Ben is in, and once again, look at that freaking Omnitrix. Look at that design. It's pretty close in terms of, like, the design here. Pretty close. But yeah, this is pretty cool. I like this. This is pretty nice. And not really much more to it. The main thing is the coloring, everything, like the really deep coloring of it all. And this one was also standing out. I wanted to save this one for last too, this cover. Like, this is pretty trippy. Now look at that. The green, like, energy kind of tentacle kind of things coming out of the Omnitrix itself. That's pretty cool. Look at that Wildvine shot. That is crazy detail on Wildvine. And once again, I don't know who that alien is, but we have a really interesting redesign, if you will, of gray matter. That Accelerate, man, that Accelerate is crazy. Once again, Accelerate. Of course, Diamond Head again, no clothes from what we're seeing. And that, interesting. Okay. I think next we're getting to preview pages. Here we are. Okay. So I briefly saw these. I was trying my best to, like, not really look too much into detail. But what I really liked, first of all, is just the look of this art. I love this art. We have, of course, just the scenery. You got Gwen's backpack, the fire's going, and of course we have Sumo Slammers, which I love how detailed that is. Like, immediately, like Sumo Slammer cards and the Super Slammers. Now here we get to our first official look at the Rust Bucket, and then of course Gwen, Ben, Max, who has a beard. Max has a beard. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know how I feel about Max having a beard, but I love the art style. Of course, I'm zoomed in really in, so, like, there's obviously not a lot of detail on their faces from this angle here, but I love the look. Love what we're seeing. Now, I don't know if this and the next image is out of order per se, but still, they're not really showing dialogue. Obviously, there's dialogue going on here, but we're not seeing it per se here, the dialogue. So, but we're seeing a little more detail here. The green in the eyes, the backpack, of course, Sumo Slammer cards, some discussions going on, clearly having a little fun before everything, goes to shit, per se. Ben's a little fresh. Yeah, so I did have it in order, because Ben, of course, is leaving at the end. Because I was trying, like I said, I was trying to put these together without really looking into them too much. But yeah, so clearly there's some issues, problems here, obviously, between Gwen and Ben. Kicks the fire. Notice that. Kicks the fire. And then I want to make sure, yeah, not OBS, StreamYard is getting the recording. It looks overall decent. There you go. Okay, perfect. Storms off. Poor Ben. Kicks the fire, though. Frustrating. Now, next panel is very interesting. So they're tracking the meteor this is an interesting detail that I don't think I don't think they've ever really addressed or covered in terms of what I've seen. Now in reboot, I have no idea in the reboot show, but they are tracking the comet or the thing that is bringing forth the Omnitrix, which of course we're after this. There's nothing else. We don't see anything else in terms of this preview. So we obviously see Ben see it coming down, and that's all it. And then the next thing is here is, of course, verifying the aliens, which I just took the screenshot because this is a starting playlist from what I can tell. Ben 10 News, this was a couple hours ago. So forearms heat blast overflow. I'm guessing this is referring to this alien here, which is probably more blurred now, but I'm guessing that one who's also in this shot too down here. Yeah, so forearms heat blast overflow, which I don't recognize the alien, so I'm guessing that's a reboot alien. No clue. Maybe a spoiler. Doesn't really matter. I'm ready for this comic. Gray Matter, Stingfly, Cannonbolt, Accelerate, Diamond Head, Wildvine, Upgrade. So Wildvine starting out interesting because Wildvine, of course, was not a starting out alien. Of course, from Classic, it came way later into the series. So interesting. So they're switching up the starting. We have the most of these are from starting out Classic, except for a couple. You know, it's a good mix because forearms, heat blast, Gray Matter, Stinkfly, Accelerate, Diamond Head, and I think Upgrade was a part of the original 10, I believe. Yes? I'm trying to remember 100%. I'm sorry, my brain's been... It's been a long day. A long day today. But then we have a couple of ones, like Overflow. Don't recognize that alien at all. And then, of course, you have Cannonbolt, who was later. And, yeah. So... very interesting that they're switching up the lineup a little bit, but I think that was even theorized from people that were, you know, when we heard about the comic, that they were probably going to change the lineup. It's not going to be the same lineup from any of the shows, or at least as far, I mean, unless Reboot has this lineup, I have no clue. But I like the fact that it's different than what we were, than just like, okay, let's just do what Ben 10, like Classic, the first show, did again. They're switching it up a little bit. And that means potentially different storytelling. My question, in terms of seeing this, my biggest question, because I have a lot of questions, but my biggest question I'll leave here today, and then we'll wait till the comic or more stuff comes out from it. My biggest question is, how are they going to handle Grandpa Max's true connection to all of this and knowing everything? Or are they going to go a direction where maybe he isn't that Grandpa Max? They could switch that up to where he really has no connection to this. He doesn't know anything about this. It's not some sort of secret. He has no idea about all of this craziness that's about to unfold for Ben. Maybe. What do you guys think of the comic covers, the preview images, and all that? And what do you overall think about this upcoming comic? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I cannot wait for this to come out in a couple of months. It sucks that it wasn't coming out sooner because they had planned to release sooner, but I'm glad that it's finally tangible. It's real. We know it's real, but it's officially coming, and I'm ready for it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.